2024. Copy of the Open Meetings Act is on the back wall of the council chambers. The roll call, Tyler.
Here.
Green.
Here.
Jody.
Here.
Meg.
Here.
Please stand. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Number 2, approval of minutes from previous meetings, which would be the regular council meeting December 12th and the public hearing for the paving assessments on January 2nd.
I move we accept.
Second that.
All right, Tyler.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Meg.
Aye.
Okay, claims and payroll. Any questions on claims and payroll?
I move we accept claims and payroll.
Second.
I'll second.
All right, Tyler.
Aye.
Julie.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Meg.
Aye.
For reports, manager, Julie.
Some things that we talked about at the last meeting were the walk-in cooler freezer update from the city council. I know that Green came up and took a look, really didn't figure out any other different location in regards to it. We did have them come back out. There was a mismeasurement that I caught before they ordered, and so I made them come back out yesterday morning, and we re-looked and re-measured and made sure everything was right and kind of a little bit redesigned where some doors are going to be, but it has now been ordered and a down payment has been done. Some staffing needs you still have listed in there of all the staffing needs that we have. We did have a staff member walk out yesterday, and they will be turned into the state of Nebraska for abandonment. What the state does for their license is up to them. Temporary PTO accrued change. We have had small cases of COVID happening in our building. On a weekly basis, it seems like one staff person gets it and the next one gets it. And so there are 2 staff people that were losing PTO time out of the deal. They had scheduled some time off, but then with other staff needing it off instead due to COVID, we asked the board if they would allow some type of exemption there for a temporary PTO change. They granted that, so 2 employees were granted a different payout for a minimal payout and not have it against the policy for a 2-time payout per year. My contract was up on the agenda. A lot of discussion was discussed on that. Also visited with Kyle in regards to that, and it was tabled that night for further discussion at this time. Kyle did get a new contract out because Bruce had done the past ones, and so the board members do have a copy of that contract at this time for their review to discuss at the next meeting. So it will not be given to you on time of the February date due to that. And then we made some adjustments that we'll start looking at it earlier next year, so that way we can hit the deadline on time. Kyle did state in there that he did not feel it would be necessary as long as the salary would maybe be the only thing that would be adjusted next year, that he would not need it back every year, that he felt it would be able to be signed off, initialed off by the city council, the board, and myself, rather than having to make a new contract every year and spend the dollars. So just so you're aware that as long as the board agrees upon that, that's what will happen, unless there are some other major changes in there. And this year there are going to be some major changes just added that have never been in there. The last thing I would just like the city council to look at and to address, we talked about this a little bit last year. We had numerous phone calls yesterday about the difference between emergency routes in Plainview, Nebraska. The hospital street, the Manor Street, whatever else. We talked about this a little bit last year at a board meeting. I want the city council to relook at that if you want, and either we change the name, that's First Roads Done, because that's what I got told that they were, but we have a lot of people that have been making contact with me, my family members, and said I thought this was an emergency route, that they were cleared more often. I just want you to look at it. These are human lives. I had some hospital people make contact with me. They kind of wanted to get together, honestly, and say, do we all need to show up for a city council meeting? So just look at the policy and see what maybe could be adjusted, because in the years past, they were always kept clean routinely. Now it's just First Roads Done when the city decides to go out. So as a city council, I ask you to look at that. It was brought to my attention last year, and I did not know the difference, and so it's really not an emergency route, it's really a First Roads Done.
Can I ask you a question real quick? What do you want adjusted? What do you want to see adjusted?
I think it needs to be done more frequently. These are, and we discussed it last year, that the city had no idea what time my employees were coming in either. And that's the hard thing, it's numerous times. But I did have families very concerned, and I said they have every right to show up at a city council meeting just as much as I do. So if they wanna voice it, but it, you know, could be done a few more times, just a couple roads, but then there are also some downtown, and, you know, when that drawing got to my attention last year, there are several, you know, and then we brought up, well, about emergency personnel, and we got all these things, but I can tell you, been on the council probably longer than any of you guys here in this room, and that's not how it used to be. It used to be done, and along with the hospital road for sure. So, if it could just be looked at, that's all I'm asking of this council, or maybe some of the council members don't know what the policy really is.
I will say, we did clean them yesterday, and we didn't clean the other roads, so it's not first done. And I drove them, and I seen cars, they weren't plowing through any snow, so they might not be spot cleaning the concrete, but they weren't, there was no treachery there. And now that, you're worried about your staff, do they get helicoptered into the highway and then worry about the last 2 blocks to get to the manor? I mean, it
I'm
doesn't
just
make
saying what my
sense to me.
families are saying. I understand the policy, they're not satisfied. You know.
And I talked to a healthcare provider, and he thought they were just fine too, so
Maybe,
that was my opinion.
maybe take to your families that, and Julie, I understand your concern because they're bringing it to your attention. However, maybe they can plan. We knew for a couple days or a week that this blizzard was coming in. So maybe make arrangements with your staff to say, okay, I need maybe somebody to stay over.
I've done
or-
that.
and-
I mean, I had 8 call-ins yesterday. It's just like what you have. People don't want to come to work.
They
period.
don't,
You know.
and we had our dispatchers, you know, one went to work 3 hours prior to
I
her
get
shift.
it. I
to
wish
get
I could
there,
make that
so-
happen, but
I will say your maintenance man knows, he says, Julian and I, because when we talked to him, you know, I said, so you live in Bloomfield? And he goes, yeah, but I know there's gonna be bad weather.
Yeah.
I have a place to stay here and everything, so part of your staff knows what to do
Yeah,
when
and
the
the
stress
rest-
comes.
pretty much it's today's society. Don't care. Yeah.
They don't.
You know, it's just that it's everywhere.
So about that walk-in thing,
Yeah.
did you, consider, we thought about having the door on the south side for easier, delivery. I don't know how, if you put it the way, will they have to deliver and still, the delivery people go through your kitchen to go through
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, they
The
will
way
have
it is
to.
presently, so did you consider did Tom talk to you about
Yes, yes.
having it on the south side?
And major refrigeration based on their lines and the snow and things like that, they'll still have to go through the building, because otherwise we have to add another door on the outside. There will be a walkway now, a breezeway in from the kitchen, is what's gonna have to happen.
The breezeway is gonna be on the outside
So
of the
it'll be
building?
inside the kitchen, so you'll still kinda walk where that, window is.
Yeah.
Now there'll be about a 4-foot breezeway, and then you will turn to go into the refrigerator area. Not even a 4 foot anymore, it's like 2 foot
So you
breezeway.
lose kitchen space then?
Nope, just a door,
It'll be
they'll,
exterior breezeway.
yeah.
What, we were talking about putting the
Yeah.
door in that breezeway. Would it be easier to put stuff in your freezer?
No, because then the staff won't be, they'll have to go outside to get into, otherwise they have to have 2 doors on it.
We have
Yeah, it'd be
we-
2 doors, that's what she's
yeah.
saying.
a door where the window is, and that would just go into your walk-in cooler right there. And that
We were talking about it, so the thought was maybe to help you out, and it doesn't really matter to us, but we were
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
So like when your trucks come in, instead of having to go in the back corner, walk through the kitchen, hairnet up and all that stuff, you would just be able, and maybe you still have to for the freezer part, I don't know. You would have your normal breezeway in, and then you just have next to your door, so when you unload your truck, you unload it right into your freezer refrigerator. So you don't have to, so then you wouldn't be disrupting your kitchen
Yeah,
staff.
that's what I'm saying now. I
Yeah.
did not have that address, but I know that I could call,
Yeah.
I'm working with Nathan, the son now, out of Major Refrigerator.
So it just be, all you do is add one
Another
exterior door to your
door.
breezeway. And we just thought it'd be easier for when you unload the trucks, and you wouldn't have to go
Sure.
through anything.
Yeah.
So.
Tom was very nice to us, and Cheryl was very excellent in showing us around, so. Nice clean facility, looked nice.
Thank you.
Okay, any questions for Julie? Thanks, Julie.
Yep.
Police Chief Christie.
Yes, sir.
First of all, stand up there. Stand up.
Yes, ma'am. I
So,
have
Andrew,
done.
can you stand up?
Um,
The city council would like to give you a round of applause for, Law Enforcement Day, which is today. Thank you very much.
thank you. I lost my sticky note.
free coffee today.
I did, got a quick copy of this. First, I'd like to say that I would like an all-paid vacation to Puerto Vallarta
Next request?
at your expense, thank you.
Absolutely, we can go.
Holy God. No, December was a pretty good month. About the same as November. Calls were about the same. I really don't have much more to report other than that. I mean, if you guys have any questions for me? I know, Crane, you thought you might have a few. Well, when we met, did you have like questions about fingerprinting kids or something? 'Cause I haven't looked
No,
into
I just
it.
wanted to remind you that rather than do your own fingerprinting, that the Masonic Lodge does a chip thing. They go down to the state fair, so they could just as well do it for Plainview.
Sure, I may look into that. I spoke with Bobby Reiser, I will let you guys know that we're reaching out to the high school, and I'll talk to you after the meeting, Tyler. She wants to put together a tabletop discussion regarding a potential or possible school shooting that might happen. Not that it's going to happen, but how unprepared that we
Happened in
might be.
Perry, Iowa, it's not that far away.
It's not that far away, so, gonna get state patrol, county, fire chief, hospital, and we want parochial schools too. We want the layout, so, that's probably going to happen, not next month, but probably March.
Yeah, it's imperative to do that.
I think, I mean, we just don't have anything in a, like a binder or any type of contingency plan to, in case something like that happens, God
Great.
forbid that it does, but.
Do they practice up here at all?
Okay, so.
I know we practice.
From what I understand, they have them. I've not been part of it. It's not because they haven't reached out to invite me, it's just our schedules conflicted. Yeah, no.
Are you saying that you have if a shooter comes into ethanol, or to
No,
Zion?
no, Zion.
Oh, okay.
Zion, yeah.
Well, they might come into ethanol.
Yeah, well, I'm nervous enough.
Right, I mean.
I know,
There's reasons
we got
to be
60
nervous.
people out there.
Yeah, yeah.
They're everywhere.
Not everybody's not bullied.
Yeah, so that's on the, in the making, so I'll let you guys know when that's gonna happen, maybe you wanna sit on or something, so.
So I know for the police, the cop car had a phone call. We should maybe finalize paperwork by the end of the week, depends on how they can get it, stuff coming in. Then Christian and I'll go over budget and what's gotta go in there. She got some grants for
I did,
stuff.
almost about $16,000 with the grant, so when you see that final bill for equipment, cause we gotta pay it first, just know that that's not gonna be the final bill, cause we will be reimbursed, so. The only grant that I was not able to get or find was one for body worn camera, and I really wish there was one, however, it's imperative that we get that, just for the simple fact that we had a bust here on the 3rd at Speedy Mart, that'll come out in the future in the paper, but, some comments were made when I was cuffing one of the individuals that we arrested, and of course, it's gonna be basically his word against mine. I planted it, he didn't say this, he didn't do that. So if I had body worn camera, it'd be right there, dead to rights. So I'm really looking forward to that getting done. I spoke with the state rep that works for the Department of Transportation. She said we have until September. So we've got, not that we wanna wait that long, but we have until September that that's when their fiscal year starts, so they'll be cutting us a check once we get the equipment. As soon as we get the Durango, I'll be working with Carl. He said it takes usually 6 to 12 weeks. He said we're probably on the closer end of 6 weeks than we are 12. And with Jones, once they get our equipment, we'll set up an appointment. They'll do my vehicle first, and then they'll do the new vehicle last, because his old rig will already be up and operational, where it'll take probably a full day for my stuff to get pulled out and put in. It's gonna be.
Jones is the company that comes and installs all the
They
cars.
do. They install the
They
stuff.
did the last one.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess if
Can you,
wonder.
just out of curiosity, does Speedy Mark have a camera inside?
Oh, they've got plenty of cameras inside, but they don't have really much audio.
Oh,
You can't hear anything. So I mean, you can see me cuffing the guy, but you can't hear anything that he's saying. But luckily there was a state patrolman there helping me put the cuffs on the guy. But that's why I'm really excited to get the body worn camera. Not so much for, just a CYA. Not so much like we want to hide anything, but because I want it out there in case somebody does say something. Like I could have, Chrissy beat the crap out of me. I'm like, I never touched you. It's all on video. So, it's coming along. So, probably March will be when I get my car done, and then a month after that, we'll take his car down and we'll get his taken care of too. And in the meantime, Pierce County is paying for our state radio. They're gonna go ahead, once I get my rig down there and he gets his rig down there, they're gonna put all of the wiring in for state radios when that rolls out. Not at our cost, county's paying for that, so. Anyway, when you guys see that big bill, please don't have a heart attack, it's gonna be reimbursed some of it, so.
Well, the number of 971 says you haven't been sitting around very long.
No,
Dogs at large last 2 months, what the heck?
I mean, you know, I guess I don't know, I mean,
Repeat offenders.
repeat offender,
Yeah,
you know,
I
and.
kinda
So
figured
the
one.
animal is different than the dog?
Okay, the animal, yeah, I mean, they're all animals, but I just need to go through this list, you guys, like I said before, and just knock out stuff that's repetitive. There was an animal call, what was it, a cat? I don't remember, was it the cat?
Yeah, somebody called about a cat, if we had a city ordinance for cats, they found a cat and went to their house and wouldn't leave even though she was feeding said cat.
Yeah, so, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't see you at my neighbors.
So the animals are, I don't put the dogs at large with the animal. The animal could be like a cat or a possum or a raccoon or something crazy like that, so.
It just,
No, just, the heck.
Dogs, you know, and
can't be double dipping here, you know.
dadgummit, God forbid, we're
You want a
adding
possum at large
numbers.
on your
You know, that's how I'm gonna get my paid vacation, so I'm sure they'll cover it.
Working on that too. aren't you?
Thanks, Bob, I appreciate you getting me to Mexico.
Okay, thanks, Kristen.
You're welcome.
Economic Development Report. Susan called me about 3 o'clock and she was still snowed in at that time, so obviously she's still snowed in, she's not here, so anybody has any
Jeremy,
questions?
do you know anything of a follow-up for the Our Savior's visit about their daycare?
No, last time I heard that they had, that some of their people there were hesitant about how the entrance and exit were gonna go, so they were kinda hesitant about moving forward. I haven't heard anything final on that, but that's what I mentioned.
Okay, City Superintendent Report. Anything, Jeremy?
I didn't really look down, but thanks for that.
He needs to add on to his little list here. I know it's that continued orientation of James. He's not taking credit for that on that nice list that he gives to us.
Yeah, James has been with Kurt quite a bit. He is
Yeah.
learning a lot, so it's gonna be good for James. So everything else is going pretty decent. Obviously, Russell's last day was Friday, so we'll be transitioning through that. We'll have to change some things around. Bob and I talked. We'll probably change some things. What some guys do. Something new coming this week is, believe it or not, the people fixing the pool are gonna show up today. So I asked them how they're gonna do that. I guess they bring in tents and they heat it. They'll be there for multiple days heating the concrete. So I'm assuming it's a lot of handwork. So I asked them. I said, that's how they continue to do work. They bring in big tents and big heaters, and luckily it's only like a 3x3 square they're cutting out, so they can heat up a lot of area. Kurt scooped out to the gate to the swimming pool, and we told him, you wanted to do it, you can scoop your way into wherever you need to go at the swimming pool. So I haven't checked on that. So.
And there's a contracted amount
Yeah.
that we agreed on.
Yep.
so.
Yeah. So extra scooping's on them. Extra heat, extra cure, extra all that stuff.
Yeah, 'cause it's gonna be negative,
4, 5 on
yeah,
Yep.
so.
It's gonna be cold.
We've already paid
that's
the half
for sure.
down, so yeah. It's,
They're out
yep.
Ice fishing.
So.
Yeah.
there. Been there.
Okay, City Attorney Report. Courtney was in contact with Kyle and he decided that he should not come this far with the roads the way they were, so anything he needs to do with us we'll handle next month. Move down to number 5, discussion action, employee health insurance, renewal effective 2/1/2024. Josh, sir.
So we sent that out. We're going to have a special meeting. Now that Russ is going off, that changed their numbers, and so they had to resubmit things. We were over the threshold, and when they do that, it's a group thing. And now that Russell was the 10th, and so now they had to resubmit all of our applications to all. So we'll have to have a special meeting here by the end of January to move forward on that. So otherwise, he would have been here and been done. So it's kind of
He said he should have numbers maybe by the end of this week, so
Set something up.
maybe set something up next week, if we can get them.
Sounds good. Number 6, discussion action denial of Plainview HR 20 housing rehab loan economically infeasible.
So they wrote me, you guys approved this one, I don't know, October maybe. And after they went through and did all of their key points and everything that had to be taken care of, it was not economically feasible to continue forward with this project to meet all of the things that needed to be done to
It
get that
sounds like we were like the
house up to code.
Yeah, there's a lot.
So, you guys just have to deny that you're not gonna allow this to go through.
Can you give a brief review of how this process worked? I know Meg asked me and so Karina, I'm kind of out of the loop too, of how it all
As
works.
far as like the loan process,
So
or?
as people go to CDS inspections,
So,
apply,
they apply through CDS, CDS does all the applications, so CDS will go through and they basically go through to the house and say, these are the things that need to be done. You'll notice on that sheet, like it says MRS, that minimum has to be done in order for them to do the project. Like, so that has to be done first before anything else gets done. So they make all their points like what has to be done, if they have money left over, what things they could possibly do.
These people already have their houses.
They have to own their
Yeah.
home, they cannot rent them, they have to
Yeah.
own them in Plainview, that being city limits. So they will go through and do all this, then CDS brings the application like this right here to the housing board, and the housing board just has to say yes or no, they recommend that it goes through. And they get the same thing you get, they don't get anybody's name, they just get, here's the project, here's what needs to be done, here's what they're gonna spend. If it's a deferred loan, if they're 2% interest, whatever, and then you guys approve it, and then everything else goes through CDS. The only thing we handle is the payments, if they make payments, so,
that money comes from the state.
it's all state funded, CDBG funding for housing, so we're not, and every time a loan gets paid off, it goes back into the pool, so. I think right now they have enough for 3 loans, if I remember correctly.
And so Randy and Lee Alexander are not part of the city per se.
No, no,
You're just-
we
you
contract
just
with
kind of-
them to do this,
Yeah.
correct.
So they're like NENET, like when you
Yes.
NENET through like,
Yep.
Moret's home, they have to be a grant administrator.
Yep, so they're CDBG certified to do these housing.
And we have to have a housing board because I'm sure it's a government.
That is a
Yes.
requirement to do
Yeah,
these,
absolutely.
yes, so.
They should meet more than once a year for $10. That's just my personal opinion.
Well, they work.
So,
Yeah, they're on when we need them.
Yeah,
yeah,
Consider it standby pay.
It's one of the easiest boards to fill.
yeah,
so then this was, so when you look at this app, the Plainview HR 15, that was done on April of 2019.
you're jumping ahead.
Oh,
We're on
yeah.
number 6.
I thought that's what we were talking about.
No, we're denying this one right now.
Oh, this,
Yellow
the,
headed.
The one that says 6 on it, that's the one we're on.
okay,
Everybody good with number 6?
okay.
Okay, we'll move on to number 7.
So I just need a
Yeah.
motion.
Yeah.
to-
Yeah, motion.
Oh,
So I'll make a motion to the denial of PLV-HR-20 housing rehab loan economically infeasible.
I'll second.
Okay, Tyler.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Nate. Okay, now number 7, discussion action approval of CDS inspection invoices. Reuse administrators $54,700, and lead 21 for $500.
Okay, so the first one for 700 is, basically related to this one that you're denying, because they still have to do all their lead testing, they have to do all their write-up paperwork to send to the state, so we still have to pay for that. The second one, Lee emailed me, this one that had been done, they forgot to send the bill. And she said, is that okay? And I said, it's not, if you would like to get paid for your services, I am okay with paying it, because it's gonna come out of it, they've accounted for it in the grant funding anyway, so I told her, please send it to
We'll
me.
do it once, get to going after
Yeah,
this.
so it was done, I mean, this project already is in the works, I think it's already actually completed, but somewhere the bill did not get sent to the city, so not any fault of ours, she just caught it when she was doing things, and then she's like, yeah, we probably should get paid for that, and I'm like, well, yeah, you're gonna tell the state that you got paid for that, so that's what that
It's a
$500
good
is
thing they have
for.
their own account, that's
Yeah.
all I.
Yep.
Make a motion to approve of CDS inspection invoices.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Okay, Tyler.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Nate.
Aye.
Okay, number 8, discussion action approval of hire full-time maintenance worker.
That's you, Bob.
That's for,
Zach.
oh, for Zach, okay. I don't know if it's that or the new one.
Unless you got somebody I don't know about.
No. And the new, we wanna offer the job to Zach, and he's accepted it.
Okay.
So he's familiar with the city, he's worked summers for the city, and
He would be back the first part of March.
Yep.
So he is at so many acronyms. Training.
He's a trainer.
Training.
Yeah, he's at a specialized training down in Georgia yet, so he'll be done for the National Guard credit, so he'll be,
So I did ask him if he thought there was any conflict of interest with you being chief, because I don't think she can handle herself.
yeah.
So,
He can handle his mom.
I said, boy, if you see me getting pounded, you better come and help me.
Nope.
Nope.
No, sorry, conflict of interest. No, he's ready, so thank you.
Yeah, he is.
He will do the 1 week in a month, 2 weeks a year thing.
Yes.
We'll work around it.
I have his schedule too for that, Jeremy. I'll get it to you. Give it to you guys.
Sounds good.
I make a motion to approve the hiring of Zachary Cahill for full-time maintenance worker.
Okay, second.
a second.
Okay, Tyler.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Meg.
Aye.
Number 9, discussion action approval of wage for full-time maintenance worker.
We're proposing to do $18 an hour, so we started James out at. Obviously, we start them a little lower because we want them to start getting licenses, and obviously when we do those things, move forward, they'll go up as they go. So.
Is that, at one time, we thought, it was talked that for everything that they got a license for, they got another $1. Is that, just, were they thinking of that, does that always have to be voted on? Or can that just happen?
You guys have to approve a wage form.
So we
Unless,
have,
unless you put it in there where if he gets licensed, yeah, and gets a rate, I mean, you'd have to approve it somehow. I mean,
Yeah.
You could pre-approve, I guess, and
Yeah.
then when he has the
I
license, you can do that.
guess I thought that that was probably just discussion, maybe.
It was just discussion,
Yeah.
you guys have,
Yeah.
we can set it up with both of them, when they get them, we can automatically set it
Well,
up
it would
like that.
save a lot of time.
Yeah.
You would know that they had, obviously, took the class and
Yeah.
that, so.
Um,
What you guys think,
Mhm.
rather than talk every time they pass something,
Yeah.
we have to say, okay.
You could just do a resolution stating if they pass these certain
Yeah.
things, they're entitled to this
Yeah.
dollar amount raise,
Yeah.
and then it's
Yeah.
done.
And then it's done.
Yep.
Can we do that?
Yep.
Can we do it? Do we tell Kyle to do that?
February, we'll whip it out
This
for
week.
you.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
but
alright.
yeah.
Good.
Alright, I make a motion to approve the wage for full-time maintenance worker at $18 an hour for Zachary.
Okay, second.
I'll second.
Okay, Tyler.
Aye.
Green.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Meg.
Aye.
Okay, number 10, discussion, possible changes to City of Plainview dog ordinance.
So since Kyle wasn't coming, he emailed me what he, has drafted up. And I gave you the old one too, so you kinda knew what he was talking about as far as, what changes. So, I guess probably tonight, not much needs to be done on it, just read through it. If you have questions, bring them next month. If there's something that you think you don't
Chrissy,
understand.
you've probably looked over this a little more in depth than we have.
Right.
Yeah, and he just sent me this new one like today, so like 4:30 I got it.
This
so-
matches the state, is that correct, Christie? You
It's,
talked to him?
well, yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I guess read it over, if you have any questions, let us know, we can ask Kyle before the meeting next month, but just so you guys have some time to kinda look at it a little bit,
That's
so.
good.
Do you want me to go, what it's doing is it essentially just taking the breed out of it and changing it to dangerous dogs. Regardless, the owner is going to be ultimately responsible regardless of what breed that it is.
Yeah.
That's what we're changing, so, anyway. Yeah, I'll look through this and.
Okay, we'll table that. Number 11, discussion, possible changes to City of Plainview residential commercial trash rates.
Alright, so we've been talking about this, final number, obviously we'll probably wait until next meeting for Kyle to come back with a resolution for final prices, but we're thinking $3 for residential totes, $5 for the extra totes, and then $5 for the commercials, and then, for totes, and then $5 for 2-yard dumpsters and less, and then $10 for 10-yard, bigger than 2-yard dumpsters. So, which isn't a lot, some of the dumpsters, I mean, we talk about schools and stuff, I mean, they already have multiple dumpsters, so That's what we'll.
So commercial rates are gonna go up $5 for,
Yep.
right?
Yep,
And
well,
what, did you say for dumpsters, did you tell me?
$5 for 2 yards or below, and then 10 for above 2 yards. So you'll see some of the bigger, both dollar stores have large dumpsters, and some are even larger than just 4 yards. They have multiple different sizes of dumpsters. So since they buy their own
So that's just a $10 flat fee,
addition, yep,
obviously yardage, just like
Yeah.
if they have a 4 yarder, it's an extra $10
correct,
a month. Okay.
yep,
Okay.
above 2 yards, yep, it's just an
Okay.
extra 10, yep.
Okay.
So,
So you're gonna bring that up?
yep, yep. If you're okay with that, I'll have all the numbers, everything spread out for you next meeting, and then we'll have Kyle have a resolution for it as well.
Okay. Any more discussion on that?
No, I think it'll be interesting to see where all that snow's gonna melt at the Dollar General. Right in the back door, is what it looks like.
Down the drain.
It's gonna be right in the back door.
No, they have drains in their parking lot, built in.
Do they?
Yes.
Right there back in that corner over there?
It's sloped to the drain
And the drain's where?
in the parking lot, there's 2 of them. One by the sign and one on the
To
west
go
side.
into that, oh, that's good, because
We approved that.
Yeah,
I
you missed it?
I did, I missed that part.
No, you didn't.
I wouldn't somebody say that.
I know.
Surprised me, yes, you did. Okay, number 12, council comments. Anybody got anything?
I would just say, ask, will we have a class account, or is that just part of your bookkeeping?
We need a class
Oh,
account.
Nebraska Lions.
Do you want a statement every month from me, or?
No, but when we have accounts like this, will that be listed
No.
on there?
No, because that's Midwest Bank accounts.
Okay.
So I can print you off every month the monthly
No.
statement if you would like it.
No.
That shows how much interest, we've got $16 interest.
Will that be
last
on
month.
here then? Will it be on here?
No, because that's your general
It'll
account.
probably be okay if you did, Courtney, that way we know.
We got 5.6 last month.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I can print off the statement for you every month if you would like that.
Well, it would just be nice to see
It will,
if
yeah, I
it's
think it'd be
working
good to
for us.
follow.
We've got $16.73 off our $3,000 we put in there, so, the month before, I'm just dumping in, right now, the interest we're getting in our general checking account, I'm taking that over there every month for right now. If you guys wanna do something different, we probably need to have something in writing stating what we wanna transfer, where it's gonna come from, what fund it's coming from, how often we're gonna do it, cause I'm just not gonna sit and transfer money, that's probably not very financially prudent of me, so, if that's something you guys wanna look into, like, what we wanna do, if quarterly we just wanna transfer stuff, or there's some account we wanna take
Is
it out
that
of.
interest done quarterly or done monthly?
It's done monthly,
So you
So-
wouldn't probably wanna wait till quarter.
no, but like that's,
She means transfer extra money, like if we wanna
Yeah.
grow
yeah, you
our.
wanna take like $10,000 from the water fund, you know, the water department, and dump it over there. But I actually know where it needs to come from if we're gonna transfer it, cause it's not just, right now I know where it's coming from, cause it's coming from the general interest, but, I mean, are we taking it from fees that are coming in for, you know, trash or water, or I mean, where is it gonna come from? That's what I kinda need to know, what
Do you have any suggestions?
I do not, no,
Do you wanna give us suggestions?
no.
You have, you just don't want us to. 'Cause-
I have
I
a
mean,
suggestion,
you're-
I'm transferring the general interest over every month.
And I think you should continue to do that. Good job, Courtney.
I'm transferring our money that we're not,
That we
the money
aren't.
we're making, that's really not our money, I'm
Yeah.
transferring it over and
Yeah.
making more money off it,
So what do you guys think?
That's not.
It's
We gotta put some in there where
I
they
think
know where it works.
just to learn how it's working and
Yeah.
not put
Yeah.
all of our eggs in
Yeah.
one basket. I don't wanna start taking money that we're counting on to pay for things and put it in there and then something happens.
You know, we could put things in there, like I got some ideas too, we'll talk about, even like, what's that?
Yeah.
Like cell closure, right? So we save money for like our C&D cell closure. Obviously, we're not gonna pull that out until we have to close our cell, or, you know, or reopen, so we have funds like that we can.
And if we did need it, they told us it
It's
was
liquid.
liquid.
It's like,
Right.
So
like
if we
a
had
day.
something come up,
Right,
we
I'm
could
just
still get
saying,
it
like,
back.
I don't wanna put a bunch of money in there and then something happens and then it's gone.
Mhm.
Right now, we're putting in money that is just extra money, so we're growing extra money off the extra money.
Mhm.
So Jeremy, maybe you can throw some stuff out there.
Yeah, Courtney will talk about it.
Yeah.
She's more,
Yeah.
she's more conservative about it, I'm more aggressive with it, so.
Yeah, that's a good match.
Yeah.
We'll meet in the middle somewhere. We'll both be unhappy when we get done. It'll be perfect.
I'll get a call. Chrissy, can you come over?
Well, I mean, historically, like you said, it's safe investments. They've never lost any money. I mean, it's yielding very well. I mean, we should capitalize on our investments right now. When we have money in the bank, we should transition some. I'm not saying I do
Yeah,
a large
it'd be
amount,
good though, yeah, just to.
but we should do.
I'm just leery for the first couple times, I just wanna start
Yeah.
small, so I wasn't like, I just transferred $3,000, I don't know where it went, so, whoops, sorry guys.
I don't know where it's at in Midwest Bank either. If you go withdraw that, they'll tell you no.
Well, I have absolutely, in full confidence that you take care of business like it's supposed to be. I just think that it'd be nice to follow to see how
Mhm.
well class
Give it a
is
shot,
doing
yeah.
since we said we're
Yeah.
gonna go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't the man. Did they approve the Manor put money in?
No, they said they were going to. They made like
They're gonna-
6,000, what was it? Their interest was like
We're
6,000
gonna wait
on
and
there
see if
too.
the city does it and how it works. They're ultra conservative,
They have a lot of money.
yes. So,
I mean,
okay, anything else, Stream, everything else?
No, it's just that it's an interesting article on the epic tax thing.
For
in our
sure it
book,
was, yeah.
so don't vote for it.
is that an order?
Yes.
Yeah, it sounded-
I
it sounded that way.
Kinda like it was.
Yeah.
Just didn't say it
Do I
right.
need to stand at attention when I hit this?
I voted them to be protected by knowing the message.
I am domestic.
Okay. Number 13, public comments. Anyone from the public have a comment?
Look at me shaking his head back there.
You got something to say?
Well, I do know that we do lockdowns during the school year. For,
You'd be a perfect one to ask. How many do you do normally?
it just depends,
Okay.
I guess.
Just a couple, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like every couple months, I think.
Good to know.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Tyler.
Aye.
Reed.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Meg.
Tyler, can I get a layout of the school? Okay. Do I just need to go to the office, or
Yeah.
Bobby just wants to get a copy of it so that we
Ask Juliana.
okay.
We've got two.